you doing? Weather report. It is nice outside. It's beautiful actually, except it's kind of raining. But temperatures already are in the 60s. And I think that's expected to change, of course. But for now it's nice. And yesterday we had our walk and really enjoyed that. Hodge Park. And I know it couldn't be heard because my this little thing failed me. Blew off in the wind, which is supposed to prevent the wind from making the mic have that jet airplane sound. It blew off, so could barely hear what I was saying, but we were thinking about doing that more often, like once a week. I think it really helped our mental outlook. And I'm getting all for the car. It's got enough miles on it. It burns a little bit of oil now. So I guess it should start carrying some oil around. And Saturday I checked it and it was down. And today what I'm doing, I'm going to try and check with the one guy on his video about a little business venture that he's doing. I know we need to get a complete story shot, and I've got other things I need to do. I got to get ready for the middle of March for our seminar and other stuff. And also I've been putting in for vacation relief. I could travel the country and do vacation relief. I didn't even think about that. There's a lot of places that do that. They hire people and bring them in, and I think they want to hire mostly locally, but there's only so many people you can find locally, so I think we'll see how that works. We'll see how that works. Anyway, up. Well, it's probably not even open. I may have to make a stop first. Too early. It's President's Day. That might be true too. Everything might be closed because it's President's Day. I heard a joke. His father asked a kid what President's Day was, or what if they knew what day it was, and it was President's Day, and he was really impressed. The kid knew that, and said, "So what is President's Day?" Well, President's Day is the day that the president steps out of the White House, and if he sees the shadow, that means 6 more months of BS. So I'm gonna have to look at this. It may not be open. That's weird. Anyway, we're here on the Jefferson Highway. Let's turn on the Jefferson Highway. The branch that goes through Kansas. As Jefferson Highway. There's an east and west branch in northern Missouri. Then it comes together. It goes through Kansas City, and then it splits at 19th and Grand, and there's an east and west branch. The east branch in Missouri, and the west branch goes into Kansas, and this is the Kansas branch. And so here I am. The signs lit up. Well, maybe they're open. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Those 2 vehicles are probably the delivery vehicles for auto parts. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. West Bottoms of Kansas City, Missouri. Everybody loves this bridge. Very popular spot for photography, wedding photographers. It's a big homeless camp right here. This is a double-decker, actually kind of a triple-decker. There's a lane underneath, but double-decker bridge. This is the way I picked to go into the West Bottoms. I'm heading for surplus exchange. Wife's enemy number 3. I used to go to Musician's Friend and buy junk, and my wife got mad at me because I bring all this junk home and spend money that she didn't want to see go for junk. A Musician's Friend had a warehouse store where they brought all the broken instruments or, whatever, returned items. So I was like, it's not Musician's Friend, it's actually Wife's Enemy. So Wife's Enemy number 1 was that. Wife's Enemy number 2 was a place that no longer exists, CompUSA. Wife's Enemy number 3, which is not surplus exchange, actually, I get them confused, is Micro Center, and Wife's Enemy number 4 is surplus exchange. Anyway, I'm not going there to spend money. I'm going there to look for something, a podium, see if they have a podium, because there's a need for a podium with this PR company I'm been doing some freelance for. And I used to live in the West Bottoms in 2001. That building right over there, Langdon Supply, which just passed out of view. Now, this is a strange railroad crossing. You can tell people who aren't familiar with the West Bottoms, because when they come here, they stop and they wait for the train. But if you make a right turn and go around this gate, which, no, you're not supposed to go around gates, but the way it is designed, you can make a right-hand turn and get around you're not crossing over the train tracks or anything. But I used to live right there in the upper floor of that building. 2001. Oh, that was a misadventure. There was a guy who used to run a consignment thing out of here. He stores stuff and that he buy and resell. Now, the way to get around the trains in the West Bottoms, that's a switcher. He's going to be going back and forth and shutting and opening the gates, so he's going to take a while. Don't know what he's going to do, but the way to get around the trains if you don't want to wait, I oftentimes do want to wait. Oh, we may not be able to get around the trains. Let's look at this. Well, we can actually still do it because it looks like it's a hazard of being in a warehouse trucking district where people have decided to start taking it over and living and working and putting antique stores and stuff down here. Anyway, we're going to turn right here. I was going to say that the way to get around the train is there's a ramp to a bridge that goes over the tracks. There's the bridge right there. But since that train is so short, now I'm showing my lack of familiarity. Actually, I can still, no, I can't. Don't come this way, actually. When I lived down here, this was Weld Tire and Wheel, and they went out of business. Well, they're still around. They left this building, but they went out of business or bankrupt or something. I can see that switcher down there operating. Watch out for cars. We're not watching out for you. No. I was down here September 11th, 2001. There was a tire place over here. I was looking for a rim for my old Subaru. I had 3 Subaru rims and one just like the regular, I don't know, cast metal wheel. And I was trying to get it matching, and so I went here to see if they had any rims, and no. But I was walking around that morning, and I could hear Peter Jennings on the radio, and I'm like, well, he had a real somber voice too. I was like, what is Peter Jennings doing on the radio? That's weird. And the guy in there, I don't know, something about a World Trade Center being bombed or something like that. Oh, okay, whatever. I'll find out later, I guess. So I continued finishing my walk. They didn't have any rims. Finishing my walk, and I was like, man, something's not right. And my imagination started getting crazier and crazier. So about halfway through the walk, I'm like, I need to get back. So I started almost running to get back to where I was living. And I turned on this little tiny TV that I had. That's all I had. And first thing I could see was like the Manhattan skyline, an aerial shot. But I could see that something was wrong. And I looked down, and I'm like, I know that spot. That's where the World Trade Center is. A bunch of smoke and everything. I was like, it's not there. Holy, you know what? I screwed up. I don't think they're open today. I forgot. They're not open on Mondays. Meh. Oopsies. Not open on Mondays. Tuesday through Saturday. Well, maybe I'll come back tomorrow. But anyway, so then, I had to work that day, and the work was really crazy. Just like, that was one of the most insane days ever. And I spent a good part of the rest of the day before I went into work early trying to gather together survivor gear. I was like, my imagination was going crazy. I was thinking of like chemical attacks and all sorts of stuff like that. And then, I eventually calmed down. There was one person, or a group of gas station owners who got convicted, I think, for trying to price gouge. It was like the apocalypse. A lot of people were freaking out. And then most people were just kind of, I don't know, stunned, and life goes on as usual, but that was sort of like an illusion. Like, like life doesn't go on as usual. It's funny when the apocalypse comes, I think most people will be in denial, and they'll just go head into work and I'll see you later to their kids and things like that. I don't think an apocalypse will come like that. I hope not. But when big life-changing events come, it makes you think about how life can change, I guess. I said that, life-changing. But I mean how everything can be altered. Anyway, this is there are many ways in and out of the West Bottoms. West Bottoms are pretty cool, but be careful when exploring them. There's a lot of people who've been hurt and killed in the West Bottoms. There was when I was living down there were some kids who were, I think, urban exploring, running around, and one fell to his death from a walkway that wasn't completely secure. An owner of one of the buildings was working on his building and died in an accident involving something falling on his head, I think. And there are people who shoot weddings, and I've heard that there's been some incidents with that too, like people falling in holes and things like that. And just be careful. Watch what you're doing. Don't treat it like it's a safe playground, because it's not. Anyway, it's starting to rain, and that rain is going to bring cold weather. So I'm going to head home and get some work done, hopefully. Woohoo!